What's up, guys? It's 5 in the morning. It's gonna be a nice cold start. What's up, guys? So this video is about a Karen who was right there. I call her as a Karen is because she keeps calling the cops on me every freaking time. It's getting to the point that I kind of want to move somewhere so I won't have to deal with her. So the problem is, I think she started to not like me when I had my IS300, but I was way quieter. She didn't mind about that. I had that SC300. She started to like complain, bitch a little bit to me. The 02XX was the trigger point, because the one time I started up, I think it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and she just came after, just cursing, hollering at me, calling me names, all this shit. And since on, that's when she just started calling the cops on me every freaking time. And when I got this car, she like pokes her head out of the window, goes outside, stares at my house, stares at my car. Like she literally will walk out of her house, walk to my house, stare at my car, and mumble or complain about something, and fucking walk back to her house. Then 23 minutes later, I see a cop going by my neighborhood and stop in front of my house, stare at my car, and drove away. This happens all the time, and I'm getting really frustrated. I think this is like somewhat harassment at this point, because I think the last time the cops came to my house was about 2-3 days ago. I got back from work. It was 2 o'clock, 2:30. She comes outside and starts snapping, cursing at me. You motherfucker, fuck you. Cursing at me, hollering at me. I'm like, God damn, woman, I just fucking came back from work. What the frick is the problem? I said. And she was like, know what you did, you freaking whore rat, oh blah blah blah, cursing at me. I'm like, damn, this freaking woman really hates me. But what I don't understand is, I'm not throwing my next neighbor, he has a louder car than me, and she doesn't bother him at all. She only bothers me. I think because I'm younger, that's why. I think he's like 26, 27, and I'm only 21. So I think she just gets really triggered over young kids. But it's getting to the point right now that I kind of want to go to the police department and throw a harassment charge on her and tell them what she does, like how she keeps freaking calling the cops, how she keeps harassing me. It's getting annoying. Like, I kind of want a peaceful life. My mom's getting fed up. My mom snapped on her already, saying that leave me alone, I'm not doing anything. Because even the days I'm not doing anything, she just randomly just comes out and starts snapping on me. She's like, you're a freaking whore rat! You're a freaking whore rat! I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know how I'm a freaking whore rat, but somehow I'm a freaking whore rat. And she keeps cursing at me. I'm like, bro, this is really annoying. And the worst part is, if any of my friends, like Jeffrey with his Forester, comes by, oh, she gets freaking triggered. Oh, she immediately comes out, stares who the freak comes to my house, and mumbles, yells at something, and then freaking goes back in the house. 20-30 minutes later, a cop is legit driving by my house, and she'll be staring out the window and be pointing at the car. Oh, when the cop drives by, she legit freaking is outside and be like, excuse me, I'm the one who called the cops. Like, she legit is saying that to herself. I'm like, bro, what the frick is wrong with you? Like, I'm good with the police officers in my neighborhood, all that who patrols. Like, I'm good with them. Oh, someone got pulled over. I'm good with them. So when they come up to me, they tell me, hey, try your best not to turn your car on or like rev it. So when they tell me that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try my best to be quiet. But the crazy part is, like, that night, my friend tries to leave. We like rolled his car down the hill, like legit down the hill, because his car is so freaking loud. He starts up and drives away. It's like 8:30. Oh, nah, this woman comes out. What the frick is wrong with you? Starts cursing and hollering. I looked at him like, lady, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but shut the freak up and get a freaking life. Bro, it's like, to be honest, who wants to deal with something like that every freaking day? Like, I don't even know if I can do something. Like I said earlier in the video, I don't know if I can like go to the police department and throw a harassment charge on her. But it's getting to the point that I'm just really tired. Like, it's kind of sketchy because I'd be like in my house and I see this fucking woman walking around like my neighborhood proper, not inside like where I live, like the outside area. She'll be like walking around up and down, see if I'm like somewhere or where is my car parked. I bet she has my license plate number, but I really don't freaking care about my license plate number. But she's like, I don't know what triggered her. But what I don't understand is her nephew, I think it is into cars. She complained with my one neighbor one time, and he's like, hey man, can you like be a little quiet? Like, I'm into cars too, I've got loud cars, but try your best to be quiet. But no, somehow she freaking hates me. And the one time her freaking nephew like threatened me, because he went to my next neighbor. I was at work at this time, and he legit went up to my next neighbor and was like, hey, can you tell the guys to shut the freak up, blah blah blah. If he keeps having his loud cars and his friends over, I'm gonna come over and beat him up. Like, he legit threatened me. And my next neighbor was like, bro, I'm like, if you have a problem with him, say it to his face. I'm like, don't be, I don't want to be the secondary, all that crap. Okay, bud, like, what, you really threatened me now. So the one time I saw him, I'm like, so you gonna threaten me? He's like, what? I'm like, so you gonna threaten me? He's like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm like, buddy, I'm like, my next neighbor told me what you said. He's like, yeah, shut the freak up with the loud car. My mother's trying to sleep at this time. It'll be like 8 o'clock, 8:30, she's trying to sleep. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, the curfew is 10 o'clock. I'm like, how did I know your grandma, mother, whoever it is, goes to sleep at 8:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? I don't really give a fuck what time she goes to sleep. I'm like, curfew's 10 o'clock, not my fault. And he starts freaking hollering at me. But that's the story of my life and my next neighbor, and that's why I kind of hate living in my neighborhood. I hope you guys liked the video.